First project was what we always refer to as the insulation project, and that was, there's kind of two main elements to it. The first was surveying energy use within the village, within the households, and at the same time as we were doing that survey, the householders were offered free roofing and cavity wall insulation, and about 50% of the houses in the village were able to benefit from that insulation altogether.
The insulation project reduced energy bills in the village by more than £90,000 a year. In addition, the Trust is helping people to realise there's more they can do to save on their fuel bills while also reducing carbon emissions. Alex wants to replace her old boiler with a renewable heating system. Stephen helps her to choose one that suits her needs and property.
It's not just an issue of being environmentally friendly at all, it's an economic one too. What you have to do is weigh up quite a lot of variables. The grants and loans available, capital cost, the savings on your average yearly bill, the future trends in terms of things like oil price rises, electricity price rises, new technology coming on board. If Stephen hadn't been here at this point, I don't think I would be contemplating this process, because I looked at all of this a couple of years ago before Stephen's arrival in the village, and I couldn't get either the Energy Savings Trust or installers to give me an indication of how an alternative heat system such as air source or ground source would operate financially and also effectively in a property of this size and this age. So what we've got now is properties in the village and people in the village who have gone through this process in much older properties and much bigger properties and much draftier properties, and it's working for them.
Kate and David Howell recently exchanged their oil-fired boiler with an air source heat pump.
It was sort of coincidental in terms of timing. I just received a letter from the oil supplier informing me that due to the increase in oil prices, that our direct debit per month was going to soar from, I think it was about £110, £120 a month we were already paying, to £200 a month. And that was in the same week where we heard that our air source was due to be installed. So I had the terrific pleasure of being able to phone and say, thank you very much, but we will not be increasing our direct debit to £200 a month. In fact, we'll just pay off anything we owe, and that'll be the last of our oil requirements. So that was a nice moment. It is quite pioneering for such a small village to be doing this in such numbers, and that's something we've got to be proud of. Other people in the village are, instead of going down the air source route, maybe have ground source. There's a number of ground source installations have taken place in the last 6 months. Chap next door, I believe, is going to put solar panels on his new build. There's 3 biomass installations taking place. We've had neighbours come and ask and come and look and see what we're doing, so hopefully it'll just have a knock-on effect.
Obviously, with a lot of people who are on oil and LPG, there are a lot of people that will be looking to replace their heating systems. If that happens, of course, there's potentially jobs for local tradesmen, local people, and able to do the fittings for them and do the heating systems, as well as with things like wood chip boilers. In order for there to be supply of wood chip, there has to be sustainably managed forestry. With sustainably managed forestry, that has to employ people to do so. And also maintain chipping plants and use that sort of as an energy supply company. So a lot of the heating system things can actually be a way to introduce employment to the village itself. We can't kid ourselves. Not everybody that lives in the village can have a job working within the village. It's not possible anymore. But you can improve on it, and you can enhance the sustainability of the village.
By better insulating people's houses and helping to switch to renewable heating systems, Fintry has lowered its carbon emissions considerably. At the same time, fuel poverty was reduced by 1/4 and local jobs created.
There's this path down here which leads down to a little river, which we're hoping to get a little walkway on top because it keeps flooding.